Hello dear friends, I'm Smita. Today we are again starting with our my favorite game series. In this video we will learn an amazing game between Mikhail Tal versus Gladiator. So let's check out. Tal opens with knight f3, Keller opens with knight f6, c4, the English opening, e6, knight c3, d5, d4. The English opening has transposed into the semi-Slav opening, or the Queen's Gambit declined. So c6, bishop g5, the main move in semi-Slav, d into c4, e4, b5. Here comes the most sharpest line in Semislav, that is the Semislav Botvinnik system. This line is very sharp because the king is lying on the center of the board and cannot castle immediately, or else this pawn will simply push on e5 and then white will gobble up the knight on f6. So a4, queen b6, bishop into f6, not allowing black to castle on king's side because both of the players will simply castle on the king's side and the game would have been equal. So Tal didn't want black to castle because after bishop into g6, bishop into f6, g into f6. Now even if black tries to castle on king's side, then his king will be exposed on the g file. And even if he tries to castle on the queen side, then he will be soon exposed after a into b5 and this a file will be open. So the king was forced to stay on the center. Bishop e2, a6, castling, bishop b7, d5, c into d5, e into d5, b4, a5. D5 was actually the typical breakthrough of the Semislav Botvinnik system. So queen c7 is the best move which Keller chose. But if queen d8 is inferior due to d into f6, f into e6, knight d4 with an obvious advantage because white will simply capture this pawn, or he can also place this queen on a4 and give a check. So let's get back to the position. After queen c7, Tal goes for d into e6, a typical Tal move, sharp initiative piece sacrifice. B into c3, the Keller doesn't understand why Tal played the move d into e6. But one thing he already knew, that the magician from Riga will obviously sacrifice a piece. So b into c3, knight d4. Apparently the strongest continuation, although white could have also considered b into c3, bishop g7, queen a4 check, knight c6, e into f7 check, king into f7, bishop into c4 check, king f8, rook f1 with a quite good compensation for peace. But although some of you might have calculated the line, that is b into c3 is also possible, no problem. So let's check out what happened in the game. So after knight d4, Keller goes for rook g8, Keller is equal to the occasion of rook into g2. Did you see this bishop is eyeing on the g2 square or the pawn, and even this rook on g8 is eyeing this pawn on g2. Now the white pawn on g2 is in trouble. So Tal plays at first move, that is queen a4 check. An important check disrupting the coordination of black's pieces. So let's check out how he's disrupting black's coordination of black's pieces. King d8. Here the what happened in the game was g3. And of course not rook f d1. You are giving this pawn on g2. So what happens next? Obviously rook into g2 check, king f1. So in this position, I would like to request, feel free to pause the video and think as black, what will you play in this position? This combination is very beautiful, which Keller, I would call it, this move is heroic move. Where so I was till the time we have already thought what will you play. Congratulations to those who got this heroic move, that is rook into f2 check. But now the critical combinational position has reached. But this didn't happen in the game actually. Both of the players calculated this line. So king into f2, queen h2 check, king f1. If white played king e3, then bishop h6, it would be a mate. So that's why king f1, queen h1 check, king g2, king f2, queen g2 check, king e3, bishop h6, checkmate. So just back then before, here after queen h1 check, king f2, after queen g2 check, you have seen, some of you might have thought, why didn't I played the move king e1? So this king can't go on d2 as this pawn is protecting the on d2. As per Kasparov's word, he said that he even considered that pawns as an attacking piece. So this variation is the perfect example of the Kasparov's words. This pawn is protecting the d2 square, as the king will or else run away on the d2. Then on c2, and then b1 and a2. Black would have an useless rook sacrifice. So after king f1, king e1, then queen g3 check, king f1 is the only legal move, bishop g2 check, king g1, bishop h3 check, king h1, queen g2, and it's a checkmate. So let's get back to the position, what happened in the game. After g3, here black played bishop d5, and after rook f d1, here Tal played an inaccuracy. I think so. Perhaps the best move would have been rook kd1, because this rook is protecting the pawn on f2, because after queen f4, this queen can threaten on f2 and on g3, and this rook will simply print this bishop, because if this bishop moves the knight b4, it would be a discovery check on the queen and also on the king. So that's why after here rook f d1 was Although no problem, rook f-d1 was also possible. At least because in those days there were no fridges or engines like Stockfish, Komodo, etc. King c8 is a serious mistake because here Keller is allowing, that is e into f7, bishop into f7. Now this rook on d1 will enjoy this open file on d file. So, but Tal made a mistake. Even he also made a mistake in reply, that has been to c3. He played bishop c5, an amazing move. After being a step away from disaster, Keller again collects his thoughts and finds the best reply. So e7, knight c6. Okay, never take this pawn and don't lose a tempi on capturing this pawn. See, black's pieces are really have worsened the position. And why? And can you see this white's position? Even after being a piece down, Tal's pieces are simply very active. I mean, as Tal have already sacrificed his one piece, he's also developed this pawn on e7. As Kasparov's words, pawn is also an attacking piece. So knight c6. Don't think Keller won't take the pawn. He's a grandmaster. So knight c6. He didn't wasted his time on simply taking the pawn because he knows that this pawn is already mine. Nobody can defend it. But later on he will face a severe problem on that. So again, I would like to request you, feel free to pause the video and think as white. Put on your thinking caps. What will you play in this position as white? Here in this position comes a Tal move. So until the time you have already thought what will you play in this position. So here comes the Tal move, that is bishop g4, check. Okay, some of you might will think that bishop g4 is a free piece because this rook is sitting and controlling the square on g4, and here the bishop is coming on g4 and giving itself and suiciding this bishop on g4. So what happens after bishop g4? If the rook happily captures on g4, it's he already forgot a thing, that he forgot a task for his rook. Okay, my rook, what was the task actually? The task was that this rook was defending the promoted square on e8, and white is very happy that this rook has captured his bishop on g4. Now this pawn has promoted into a queen, and white wins, as the white has two queens. For the compensation of the two pieces, white wins. So let's get back to the game. What happened after bishop g4 check? He plays king b7. Here, Tal, according to the Fritz, knight b5 is actually a mistake. Actually, the Fritz is saying that rook a b1 is the best move, because after king a7, then knight b5 is the best move, because after a into b5, queen into b5, there is a threat on d5 and also on c5 and with a check. So After knight b5, this mosquito is like on a lunch places. White only is on the verge of defeat. So let's check out how he comes into. He was almost on a defeat position. So queen e5. Keller again finds the best move. Rook e1. Bishop e4. Here he made a mistake. Bishop e4. Missing the move queen g5, and when black should win, although it is not at all certain that this computer evaluation would have been realized in the practical situation, and it's also very difficult to find this move on the queen g5 in a practical situation. So after rook e1, he plays bishop e4. Rook b1, an excellent chance the battle flares up with the renewed strength because this knight is threatening on d6, giving a knight discover attack and the double check on the king, and also the knight fork as the bishop is hanging. The knight attacks the bishop and the rook also attacks. So black captures rook into g4, rook into e4, an excellent sacrifice, queen into e4. Here if rook into e4, then knight d4 check. If king moves, then knight takes, it would be a checkmate. So Keller was forced to give up his queen by playing queen into e4. Knight d6 check. Here comes the discovery attack on the king and a double check and also a knight walk. Within one move, came up with three tactics. King c7, knight into e4, rook into e4, queen down. Queen d1 just in time. The queen comes into the game with a very important tactic that Keller missed in the game. With time scramble approaching, Tal finds this literally last attacking resource. But the heroic Keller, who had made so many strong moves, is unable to withstand this extreme tension. Rook e4. Overlooking a knockout blow, a modern professional would have taken the tiresome pawn on the e7. But I don't know what happened to Keller. He playing this blunder. He had missed the combination that Tal found. So I would like to request you, feel free to pause the video and think as white. Put on your thinking caps. And what will you play this? Again the Tal move comes. Literally a peace sacrifice. Truly hanging. So till the time you have already thought what will you play in this position. Here comes the move, that is rook b7 check. Congratulations to those who got the move. This move is hanging, and this rook is simply hanging. Black is enough happy to capture the rook on b7, but white is enough happy to place his queen on d7 with a check and also the threat of promoting the pawn. After queen d7 check, king b8 is the only legal move in the position. e8 queen check, double queens, that's why rook into e8 is forced. Queen into e8, king b7, queen d7 check, king b8, queen into c6. Now black resigned because his pawn on c6, his bishop is also under attack. bishop has to move on a7, let's say, like, then queen can also take the pawn on c4, then on c7, then on f6. And another way is that after bishop on a7, white can also take queen into f6, then queen into f7, and then queen into h7. And queen into c4, queen into a6, queen into f6, queen into f7, queen into h7. I think the better way. So an amazing game by Tal. So thank you. That's all for this video, and also don't forget to click the like button and also the subscribe button and the bell icon below the video. Thank you and have a nice day.